Hey guys, this is probably going to be a really quick video. Pretty late on the kind of post-event results from CWL NOLA, but I'm going to try to go over that a little bit, and then this is mostly going to be sort of a kind of pre-event show for the first week of the Pro League coming up here this week, actually starting really soon, so I'm trying to get this video up as soon as possible. So first of all, I wanted to just quickly recap CWL New Orleans, as it had a lot of kind of changes from what the top 10 teams in North America were before NOLA, and then after, which meant that some teams that weren't in position to make Pro League ended up making Pro League this week. So first we can take a look at some of the placements. Obviously, congratulations to TK. Like I said in my predictions video, I thought they were going to come out really strong to sort of prove that they're going to be a force to reckon with all year. They have a lot of they've shown a lot of preparation already early on in World War II, and then they clutched up when they needed to in New Orleans, edging out Luminosity. I think that, like I said also in my predictions, that this was going to be a big bounce back week for them. They learned a lot after their poor performance at Dallas, and they really put on a show and almost took TK down after taking them to the second best of 5, winning the first series ever against TK on World War II, which was that first best of 5 in the grand finals. And third place also was Rise Nation, which was the new addition of Methods and Gunless. So this is another team that I was pretty high on, and so it's nice to see them come out and perform really well. And then fourth place we have Red Reserve. So they went on a incredible losers bracket run, taking down the likes of Optic Gaming, FaZe, and E United, all with relative ease. Great Sunday for them, and they secured the top 4, so looks like they could be scary moving forward into the year. The rest of the kind of results, I guess, E United played really close to Team Caliber once again, going map 5, round 11, but they just couldn't clutch up once again, and then right as soon as they got sent down to losers bracket, lost and again finished 6th place. So I really want to see them at least get over that hump and finally get a little bit further into the tournament to see how they can do. FaZe Clan, a little bit of a disappointing performance for them. EG, big weekend for them, a little bit of controversy about how they got in, but they ended up getting into the Pro League after placing top 8 at CWL NOLA. It's a big weekend. Envy, kind of disappointing weekend, but to be expected, kind of just based on how they've been doing so far. Optic Gaming, super disappointing performance. This is their worst placement as a roster for these 4 players. Something's just not clicking, and if you watch the most recent Vision, Formal kind of addresses that, and you can just tell that they're going to try to make a lot of improvements here very quickly. So I think that for them, they could have benefited being in the second division for Pro League. They would have had a little bit more time to work out some of these kinks, but they're moving right into week 1 of Pro League, and they're going to have to try to compete at a high level against some really talented teams in their division, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Then really quickly, talk about the bubble teams. Doom Clan, they sneak in. They didn't make it into pool play to start the tournament, and then they also didn't make it out of open bracket into pool play, but they made it through the loser bracket and far enough into the tournament to edge their way into the Pro League. I forgot to mention also Splice had a horrifically disappointing weekend as well after finishing 2nd place. And then the last couple bubble teams, E6 just barely lost out to that EG team. They've since disbanded and kind of all went their separate ways. And then Complexity, unfortunately, couldn't secure a win against E6. Otherwise, I think they would have been into the Pro League. They've also since made a change of dropping Nagif in for Dashi, which, watching some of their scrims the last night or so, they've really been performing well. So that's kind of exciting to see that change, and hopefully they can get into the Season 2 Pro League. But yeah, otherwise, kind of expected how everyone else would go. The Ghost, I guess, is the last one that you kind of expected to be all right going into this year. They're the team, one of the, I think, 3 teams that stuck completely together, didn't make any roster changes after IW, and that team's just fallen flat on their face. They, fit 41st to 48th. That's living in a $10 million mansion. Not really what you want to see out of that team. They've since disbanded, and all went their separate ways. So not all of them. Chance Mox and Lacefield are still both on Ghost, with I think GodRx and Pander. So see how that team performs in the national circuit. But so that's kind of a brief overview of CWL NOLA. Next up, we're going to talk about the first week of Pro League. So basically how the Pro League works is divided into 2 divisions. The first of which, 8 teams will play in the first week. They'll play a few matches in that week. Then they'll rotate out with the second division. The second division will come in and play their first weeks of matches, so a couple, 3 or 4 matches, and then they'll switch back. First week will come, and I think that CWL Atlanta is somewhere in there. I'm not sure if it's after the 3rd week of rotation or the 4th week, but either way, they'll rotate back and forth until each of them have been there twice, and after that, the top 4 teams will make the playoffs for it for stage 1, and then the next 2 teams in each division will be safe for stage 2, and then the bottom 2 teams in each division will have to face relegation. So if we take a quick look over at the teams for week 1 or Division A. So Division A is going to be Team Caliber, Optic Gaming, Rise Nation, Echo Fox, Era Eternity, which was the Doom clan from CWL NOLA. That's Ricky, Pharaoh, Decimate, and Bevels. And then Red Reserve, Vitality, and Mind Freak. So yeah, they'll be playing here this weekend, starting just a little bit. So hopefully we can get this video up before then. But yeah, so for this group, kind of just basing off recency, I mean, CWL NOLA was not long ago whatsoever, so I think that kind of the state that we saw those teams in is pretty much going to be the state that we can believe them to be in for this first week. I think that Division B, which will be next week, there could be a little bit more of a change, improvement in teams, but I think what we saw last week is pretty much what we're going to see this week for for Division A. So I expect Team Caliber to come out on top. Just the consistency is really impressive. Only LG has taken a series off of them, and then United has also played them pretty close a couple times, but neither of those teams are in this division, so I really expect them to perform well here amongst these teams. Rise Nation, really impressed at NOLA. I think that they also can do really well, so I kind of expect them to come in second. They've beaten Echo Fox, and I can't remember if they also beat Optic. But no, they did not. Never mind. Echo Fox and Red Reserve beat Optic, but I still expect Rise Nation to finish second in this pool or division, I guess. Echo Fox should come in 3rd, and then it's a little bit of a I guess coin flip for me on 4th and 5th. Yes, Red Reserve beat Optic in NOLA. No, I don't think that Red Reserve is necessarily a better team. But I think that Optic has a lot of problems right now, and I don't know if they had enough time to sort of iron out some of those problems. I mean, you can never really expect them to do poorly just based on the talent they have on their team, but just that recency, I'm really a little bit worried about where they're going to be. So I'm going to have to put Red Reserve in at 4th here, Optic then at 5th. Actually slot Era Eternity at 6th. I really like this team. I think there's a lot of young talent on this team, and they show that they can clutch up when it matters. They maybe did not play the most challenging of teams, but they definitely came out big in NOLA to clutch up their league play spot. 7th in this pool, I have Mind Freak actually over Vitality, which I have 8th. Mind Freak I have 7th simply because I think that they have more of the potential to take off series against some of the, I guess, more difficult and challenging teams. They just kind of have that history of beating the teams that they shouldn't and then losing to the teams that they also shouldn't. So Vitality, yes, they've had their moments where it's like, wow, this team is really impressive, but then they play a team like Epsilon, which I guess maybe is a kryptonite, but they've had series like that where it's just not super impressive. So I don't expect any of these teams to have 0 wins after this, but that is the order that I have those in. So that's kind of a brief rundown, sort of how the first week of the Pro League is going to go. So yeah, I'm interested to hear anyone else's thoughts on how they think it should go. Hopefully I get this up before it starts, and we'll be all good to go. So yep, thanks.